All right, guys. I am so sorry. I am running behind just a tad bit. Let me make sure my audio is correct, and it is. I apologize, y'all. It's me. I'm the one running late. I'm normally on time, and I make a big deal about it. But welcome to Commission Reviews. We are back again for another panel with the review panel. We're talking about the episode that just came on Friday of Ready to Love. And we are missing today. Ma will not be here, unfortunately. We will not have confessions as well, but I think Ma may be coming on to the next panel, which is going to be to put a ring on it. Anyway, without further ado, we also have a special guest today. She is, of course, my mentee, so she's a family to the show. We have Lee with the T.
Shoot,
Oh,
I'm here.
are we
I'm
not
here.
ready, baby?
Okay, I'm here. Sorry. I was rewatching the last bit of the episode.
Okay. And we got Miss Dina, aka Christina, her mama. My sis. What's
Man,
going on, mama?
man. Woo.
Yeah. And we bringing on Miss oh, did I hit that click it? Oh Lord have mercy. Really be TV. Come on, hair.
Loving the hair.
So cute. Come on now. And we got Ice Cream Lady. She's so cute today. Abby Reviews in the building.
Come
Ice cream.
on, Abby.
Her look. She just looks so cute to me. I don't know why.
You got the
I
girls
want to
out
be
and
Abby
everything.
when I grow up.
Let me tell you.
Silly.
Exactly.
Listen, I forgot. Listen, I got stuck. TikTok is the devil because I was literally, and then I got the little notification that you went live. I said, "Oh my god!"
Wait a minute, you and me both had the same reaction because I'm over here putting on makeup and stuff, and I said, "Oh Lord, I'm supposed to be live like a minute ago." So when I came in, it's exactly when I got the alert. I said, "How am I live? And I ain't even on the camera." I said, "Oh Lord." Anyway, ladies, what's going on? Welcome. I know that Really B wasn't here last weekend. Welcome back, Mama. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank y'all. I'm here. Shout. I'm here.
Listen,
Who just came in? Miss Stacy B just came in the building. Perfect timing. Hey, Mama. You feeling better?
Wait, I can't hear.
You can't hear me? Stacy?
she. I think.
I think
Oh, no.
she's fixing
I think
something
she's
on her
trying to
Yeah,
ear.
because she said she couldn't hear.
Oh, okay. Can you hear us now? Oh, then she went off camera. I
She's
don't
getting
know.
herself together, child.
All right, ladies, let's get into. I don't see. I don't even have my stuff set up. But please, Abby, look, why don't you go ahead and recap for us this past Friday's episode? Let's start with you, Petty Queen.
Really? That's
Okay, so here's
that's what we put in
Look,
charge.
she didn't grab the mic. You know
Why
it's
would
about to go down. She didn't grab the mic.
here's what happened.
Oh,
I just
Lord
watched
Jesus.
this episode like an hour ago. Here's what I remember. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, my
Ace didn't
God.
show up to meet Tori's best friend. Blah 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 blah. The Kia and Joy was kind of was being nice nasty in front of Clinton. I like Clifton's friend a lot. He seemed very funny and very cute. Can we get his number? Blah 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 blah
Oh,
blah blah.
God.
Ace decided she wanted to go home. Blah 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 blah. The men got together and Tommy said nobody was going home because Ace decided she wanted to go home, and now he's sending them on a 2-night excursion. The end.
Really be. I don't know why. Really be. I
You
really
over.
Why?
All right, everybody log out. I'm
I don't
everybody
know.
log out. That was it.
Usually,
The end.
really be normally works out. Really be normally works out pretty well. She usually
No,
comes on,
it's
gives
never.
us.
It's never
She
gonna
said-
work out.
She said never.
That is never gonna work out.
Okay. Oh my Lord Jesus, I can.
That was
All right.
hilarious. I hope somebody screen record that little clip.
Oh, you know me. I go back. I get it. Now,
That's
you
going
already know.
everywhere.
It was the blah 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 for me. I just
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say womp
genuinely
womp
thought
womp.
that
I
this
did.
episode was boring.
it was the blah 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 for me.
Hashtag blah blah blah.
I should have started with Really Be TV. She hadn't been
Oh
here. Really
wait,
Be
I
TV, can
forgot.
you-
In between the blah blah blahs, Phil and his big rock head showed up. The
Oh
blah blah
my
blah. I don't even
God.
know what he said. I don't know what he said. What his input was. It didn't feel like it meant anything. And then his friend was like, Phil was here last season. He found his person. What person? Who did he find?
You know what?
What?
No, now when Tommy asked the question, are they still together? I was like,
And he straight out lied. He told a
But when they
whole lie.
filmed it, I
Talking
guess
about
they
some
were
yeah.
still together.
Well, at the time they probably were, but it was just funny because of the recent events. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Actually,
no, it's funny, but it was it was
Okay, well,
funny.
I'm just
I
gonna
was
say
like,
no. They went together when they stopped filming, but whatever.
okay, so let's. Okay, I want to. Let's have. I can't even hardly talk. Alicia, now you have a name for Phil, which is really cute, and I think people is running with that. That is, what is the hashtag that you and your mom? I don't know which one created. The
Hashtag
story is
finesse
different.
and feel. Hashtag finesse and feel. But
It was a
yeah, listen,
collaboration
finesse and
because
feel.
I said finesse by Phil, and then she called him finesse and Phil. But I'm gonna
Okay,
let her take credit
It was a
for
group
cleaning
effort.
it up.
We understood the assignment, Mama.
Yes.
It's a group. It was a group effort. All right. But finesse and
okay.
feel.
Now he looked like Charlie Brown.
Hold on, no, somebody, that womp, Charlie Brown. So what was your take on Phil coming on this episode? Was it a hit or a
Um,
miss?
it was a hit. It was a hit because he had already been through the process. He was there supporting his friend, and he already had valid questions to ask Sabrina and Tina. So I felt like it was a hit because some of the other friends they didn't really understand the assignment.
He asked questions. Child, I don't remember
That's
what
it.
question that man
You know,
asked.
he did ask some. He did ask some questions.
What
Like,
he
I
said?
mean,
Y'all help me. What he say? Because I don't
okay,
remember.
Like
He told
the first question that
he
he asked
told him
Tina
to be
was like,
selfish.
"How many connections do you have?" Already. That's something that only somebody that has already went through that process would be able to ask because they know how it goes. Not where you see yourself in 5 years as if this is a job interview.
oh snap! Not that there was some about Fernando job interview questions, but so Fernando brought up himself in the interview. He said to himself that's what they said. But as far as Phil, I do think it was a hit myself. I mean, because the show was not really a boom, boom, boom
Who
episode. It
is
was a
Fernando?
huh?
Who's Fernando?
Stacey, he was like the
Oh,
first
well,
one.
Fernando went home the first night.
Who is Fernando?
Oh my god!
Who?
Thank God he's not on here today. Help us in
I'm
the
sorry,
chat.
Fernando. No,
I
I
like
was really.
remember Abby. Wait a minute, hold on. Remember Abby? I said I would date from Abby. Remember I said I would date
He's
Fernando.
actually really cute.
Remember he's from Baltimore. I like Fernando. I think Fernando's. Listen, we
don't-
need
You're gonna
to
have to
find
show
out
me a
if
picture because I don't
we
know
need
who
to find
Fernando
out if.
is.
No,
Listen,
I don't.
Hold on, wait, go ahead, Really big. Hold on, wait. What really?
I don't
Somebody
What you?
show me a picture. Who's
Okay.
Fernando?
we can hear you, Stacey. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I
Okay,
brought
now
the
all I'm saying
picture.
is we need to find out if Fernando like fluffy girls, because I would date Fernando.
Okay,
And you
you
know
may
what?
get
We
your
didn't
chance,
get to
Really
see a
big.
lot
I
of
was getting
his.
ready to tell you.
We
Yeah,
didn't
might
get to
the
see a
chance.
lot of his personality because he went home so
Yeah.
soon. But when Kamisha did the interview with him, the pop-up interview,
Thank you.
he seems like he's a lot of fun. I don't know. I wouldn't
He
say I'd
is.
necessarily date him, but I'd like to hang out like in his crew, you know what I'm saying, and go bowling and stuff. He seems like he's a lot of fun.
Well, I've already extended the invitation, Really Big TV, for the Miami panel, so you may have the opportunity to ask him that question yourself.
Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna have to make up to him on the Miami
Oh,
panel.
oh no! What? Oh Lord, Stacy.
Stacy, what you
Jesus.
did?
I just said I didn't remember who the man was.
Oh,
I
Listen,
was
Stacy,
I was
I am
saying it in a shady
Listen,
way.
Abby,
Stacy. I'm legit looking him up on my phone right now because I have no idea who
but to be
Fernando
fair,
is.
listen. To be fair, y'all,
Mhm.
he was the first one to go home, and he did
Mhm.
not get a lot of camera time. So we have to be fair.
He
Like,
said that himself. He said that
yeah,
himself. Actually, he said he did not get a lot of camera
Okay,
cap,
I
a lot
got
of camera
okay,
time.
okay. He was the one in the church that was sweating a lot, right?
Yes,
yeah.
the church
Okay,
student.
all right, I
Oh
got.
Lord, have
All
mercy.
right.
What is Stacey Adams on?
I stay on point like Stacey Adams.
Okay, so
Remember that Snoop song? My bad. I guess I'm the only one I remember it.
wait. What was that again? What song was that?
I stay on point like Stacey Adams. It's an old Snoop song. Like it's old. It's an old Snoop song.
Yeah, I
But
probably know
clearly,
if I
I'm the
had
only
to.
one that remembers it. That's fine.
If I hear the song, I'm pretty sure I know. I'm pretty sure I probably know the song. I just have to. Yes, he's a very, very handsome guy, and I'm old too. And I remember. I probably know the song. Who came dressed where Clifton? You know what? Y'all leave Clifton alone with his shirt. First, who was talking about? Oh, that was Goody talking about.
You
Paul
know,
two shirts.
Clifton be wearing them medium shirts so his muscles look bigger.
That's okay, because he looked good
Wow,
in them.
Jessica
He
came
do
in
look
with
good.
the
I ain't mad at him.
okay.
Matter of fact, go ahead and just buy a small.
We don't like small.
Sorry, I don't understand.
What happened?
Oh, that was Google thinking I was talking to them.
Oh, okay. So, okay, now as far as this episode, besides Phil,
Lee heard what I said.
I cannot. Not the Walmart shirt.
No shade.
Let me
Stacey,
see.
did you keep your sunglasses with you?
oh Lord have
You
mercy.
got
I
your-
need I need to put them
I
on
think
right now.
Stacy is barely, she's trying to, she's barely making it right now. I know she's barely making it. I'm sending some prayers in your way, Mama.
Thoughts
She's
and
so
it, was
prayers.
a,
comfortable.
Thoughts and
it was
prayers.
a rough night for
Look,
Stacey.
look, somebody said, "Let me get some
Oh,
Alka-Seltzer and some
I'll tell y'all.
lemon."
It,
I'll tell y'all because Phil
it
was
was it
looking
was a
good
rough night
last
for
night.
Stacey.
I ran into Phil. He was looking good last night. Ran into Laverne. He was looking good last night. Ran into Cookie. She was looking beautiful last night. I was like,
Mhm.
okay, this thing.
You ran into who? Cookie.
Keena.
Keena.
Last night was everything.
Who? Who is
Oh,
Keena?
Last night was
I
everything.
ran. Hold up, and
Literally, the same two people I just interviewed a few days ago. Y'all are asking who is this? I just look so
Oh.
crazy in these streets right now. Literally the
You
same.
look
You're not looking crazy. It's
say,
us.
I'm so jealous.
Well, I mean, y'all call it Cookie, but that's her name on Instagram. And you see, it's called She Is Cookie. That's how I affiliate the Cookie name, only because that's her name on Instagram. I just know
Yeah,
her as Keena.
Stacey and Alicia didn't call
Listen,
me to hang
we
out. I
had the
guess I'm
time of
not
our
cool
lives
enough.
last night.
I'm
We had
not
to
cool
Uh-oh.
say-
enough to hang out with them, but it's cool. It's cool.
Oh no!
I was gonna try to pop up on y'all, but I
Oh,
had some
no.
family things to deal with. But I was gonna try to pop up and surprise, but it didn't work out.
Well,
Oh,
first of all, y'all know I was late as hell,
that
per usual.
was the hand. I don't know what to say.
And y'all know, I don't know where I'm going in these DC streets, number one. And number two, y'all know I go to sleep early and I was out late. So I believe in
That's,
8 hours of
and
sleep.
and the result is what we see here, Mama. And I feel
about
bad
we
for you.
live
You better
we
get
live
some
about saying
Epsom salt.
And Alicia,
Right.
Alicia was supposed to hook me up
What
6
y'all
months
need me
ago.
to do?
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
What you need me to do?
Oh, and really be that is
Be a little more
that's my
gifted.
bad. I'm gonna have to
You
stop
don't
on
need
you.
much.
That's
You know
my
you're
bad.
pretty.
Y'all,
That,
I'm
that's
just
my
She
fault.
fired. It's okay. Go ahead and fire her, really.
I didn't know what's
Because
happening.
I
Yeah, I'm
fire
just,
her. I fire her at least 5
I'm
times a
like,
day.
wait, Alicia.
You can fire me really
remember
be
me?
because it's my fault. It's work got crazy and then I just been
oh
out in the
Lord,
street and then
we get the
that was my
avatar.
fault. But
That's
I'm gonna
never
get you your
good.
love. I promise. I promise.
Abby looked at the avatar as she puts it up. That's not good.
Really, B, come back.
Oh Lord have mercy. Well, I done completely forgot my next
She
topic,
said she
but
was right back.
She'll be back.
okay.
Okay.
Dina, please. The episode. I need you gonna give me your recap because you give me every notes from the beginning to the end.
Well, I was
to the
kind of
credits.
with Ebby with the blah blah blah, but Tina didn't show up for a few dates, but then she showed up for the last date where Phil made an appearance. Then you had Ace didn't show up with Tori's date, but she did meet with Tori one-on-one to tell him about his feelings for Sabrina and how she noticed that, and then she decided to self-eliminate because she was like, well, Laverne was my connection and I'm done with the process, yada, yada, whatever. But I just want to get to next week's episode with them two bags on the bed and the clip that they show. This episode, it was informative. This episode was informative. You know, like when you have to watch that harassment video at work, it was
not
informative. We had to watch it to get to the next, to check mark off that we did it.
Did we have to watch it? Because
We didn't. We didn't. But
She's not mad at Ace, but I am. I am
no,
upset that
that's what I took out of it. Blah 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 blah. Oh, and then there was the date with what's her name, Sabrina and Demetrius and his friend, and that went left just like I thought it was gonna go left. And yeah.
Okay, well,
I just
speaking of the beds, we was talking about that. This is the feet. Well, we already know who the other feet is.
Somebody's feet look swollen, like pregnant swollen.
Oh Lord, wait a minute
that's
now.
high
No,
blood
no, I'm
pressure
not
swollen.
gonna.
That's not pregnant.
Oh Jesus.
She needs to take a pressure pill. She be
High
fine.
blood pressure, swollen, diabetes, something. They feet look swollen. Alicia, you okay over there?
I don't even know what to say, Jesus. I'm just trying to make it, Jesus. I just
First of
No,
all,
honestly, no,
why
why?
does
Look, look,
Not, not,
I
not,
told
not
y'all I'm
these.
gonna see this is me sober.
Whose
I
foot is
told you I
that?
had to be sober for this because I'm ready to get to the next episode. So this is me sober. So yeah, see when
oh
I've been
snap.
sipping a little bit, I'll be sitting here quiet, just listening. But now I've got time today.
Whose foot is that?
This is Clifton. This is Clifton's
it's
And
Clifton
whose
and
foot?
Joy's feet on the bed, and the Kia is outside mad
Not what? Not what
let me show you.
Clifton
But
that
hold on.
Pepper
said.
stay in the bed
Let
with
me show
them.
y'all something. Y'all spoke of a date. Y'all spoke of a date, right? Don't it look exactly like the date we saw. Exactly like the
What
one that
in the
we saw.
Flintstone foot was that? I,
I'm
I
mad
might
at
be
how both
delayed.
of them is looking at her like, how
She done
dare
said
you
something
have
all the
want
way
a mind of
wrong.
your own? Like, how dare you be self sufficient and want a mind of and a say in your marriage? How dare you?
Hey, he
Who
got them yabba dabba doos. That's what
And
he
can I
got.
just say, and this is
who
coming
is
from a
that?
woman who is naturally
You see who
submissive
this
when she is in a
is? That's
relationship.
Carmen.
Yeah,
That's Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
that's
It
Carmen.
is.
So what did
Ooh, he
they
got
what
them
did they
yabba
cut
dabba
that
doos.
scene?
That's what.
They cut that scene out?
They cut the whole thing. Cause see, it was a lot of situations they had to change up because of the fact of when Laverne left. And so when y'all see the scene where Carmen comes in and she sees the key is sitting there, she's like, why is she sitting there? That was legit. Like why she's here. Just like with Tina didn't show up with the Paul situation, but she did show up at the whatever because she was starting to ghost him already. She was starting to ghost him already. But they cut this completely out, and that there's almost like the narrative being spun that the kid doesn't really have really anything after the whole thing with Eric. It's almost like we want to keep her here. This is allegedly we want to keep her here, so
No,
we're
not
going to.
according to her and or Clifton. So how's that? She ain't got nothing with nobody. Clifton say he been
I'm
getting close to her, and he asked to taste her coochie. Like, it's like,
taste the what?
What?
you didn't hear that? I'm the only
What?
one that heard that out
What?
of all the blah blah blah. Y'all ain't hear that?
I
Yeah, yeah, he did.
I
Yes, he
I
did.
thought he said coconut. I thought he said coconut.
No, he said out.
But he was talking
Ain't
about
that
her
the same
vajayjay.
thing?
He said no, because baby girl said it's shaped like a coochie, and so the joke was, here, let me taste your.
Oh,
And
okay,
she
I
was like,
got
just
you.
let me know when you're ready. Where y'all been?
Mm.
Y'all wasn't paying attention to that.
I know
I,
I
I,
saw all
I,
that.
I
I
I
must
saw
have
said
went
all
to the
that.
it.
It's gonna be a
bathroom.
I
lot of
said it
stuff
in
that
my
comes out
review.
later,
I said
huh?
it in my review because I feel like whenever Clifton is around, there are always some crass sexual jokes. It's
Mm-hmm.
one thing to be flirty and throw a little sexual innuendo, but he just straight up crass with it, in my opinion. In my
Okay.
opinion.
Yeah, I
But
wasn't
let me
that
say
stressed
this.
out about it.
Let me ask this question. Since it seems like as a group, the episode we were just kind of like whatever.
Yes.
I brought this up in my review. Are we and Abby, you can't answer this question. This is not Abby can't answer. Is this formula played out? Do they need to revamp? Do they need to change some things? And the reason why I say that
They
is
do.
because at this
Adding
point, and the same
pride
thing
to
happened
the
last
show.
season. The same thing happened last season. Now we're seeing all of these people that are either just disinterested in the process at this point, or they are self-eliminating. And I understand self-eliminating when you have a connection and your connection leaves. That's great. But like Tina is just over it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
are we not vetting these people well enough? Are people just trying to get 15 minutes and getting some screen time? Because in last night's episode, Tina basically self-eliminated last night. They're just gonna drag it out because I mean,
Right.
yeah, she showed up. She showed up for the date with Phil, but she was so not there. She was,
No.
and then
Not
Phil
at all.
said, I mean, and then Paul said that she hasn't really, that she's kind of ghosted him. It's like, and then you saw her confessional. She's over it. She's over it. And then Ace, she self eliminates, and then Laverne, the way he behaved when he got eliminated, it's just like, come on, y'all, we're on season 6.
Mhm.
We're on season 6. None of this should be new to you, and for people to act like they don't get it and they don't understand, and I don't know, it just something is weird, and maybe it's just DC.
No. Really B. I think
Not
that this is
because
what
she's
I
I
say.
playing
think
I
I
alone.
want to say this. I think really B is because she's really smart, but there's a lot of things that's been in the undercurrent. I'll say it like that for quite some time, and I think at this point it's coming to the surface. A lot of these things that we as fans or bloggers or whatever are not privy to see, and this cast is super rebel, super rebel. Like man, they have a lot to say. They really
Felicia,
do,
can
and
you
it's
get
gonna
rid of
be.
this picture? Because I feel judged
Oh,
by both of these men and they're
oh
not
my
even looking
Lord
at me.
Jesus! I feel.
Thank you.
Oh my Lord Jesus!
But you know what's crazy about the self elimination process? And so, you know, when Ace self eliminated with Tori and he goes back to the men's lounge to say it, and Tommy's like, well, when something like that happens, you need to call me. Like, why didn't you have a sit
Yeah,
down with Tommy? Like
I
somebody
saw
said
that.
in the chat, she quit Ace quit the job and didn't tell the manager. She just like, screw it.
Right.
Whoever's
But you
there,
know, Ace,
listen,
but
I
Ace is
quit.
always been
Y'all
like a
tell
free
whoever.
spirit. Y'all know Ace is a free spirit. I think she always thought of it like even earlier when she didn't remember how she didn't show up or didn't get engaged with everybody because she felt like everybody was having a good time and she didn't want to intrude. I think that just might be
When
the
they were
way.
at when they were
Yeah,
at swingers, yeah.
yeah. I just think that's just her. Maybe I'm not the one to feel that way, but I feel like that's just her way, in my opinion.
But
I don't think it
wasn't
was.
production there and they saw the whole thing? Did they not tell Tommy when
I
it?
think so, but I think it's a here's the
Come on,
thing.
Aries.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's sort of like me and you work together. We go out to lunch, and I'm like, "F this job. I'm quitting." When we get back from lunch, I'm quitting.
Mm,
Right? Until I write a letter of resignation, until I talk to my supervisor and make it official, I didn't quit. I might tell everybody else at the job, I quit. But until I do what's proper, and I think that's what Tommy's thing was. Yeah, she said it to Tori, and I'm sure production did tell him how the day went, but I'm sure he was waiting on a phone call to make it official because at any point in time she could change her mind, she could cool off, she could think on it because she didn't make it official, and that's how I took it. That's
Right.
how I took it.
I
I
just think
I
it's a lot of
agree.
private
Agreed.
things going
I
on.
agree with
Agreed.
Billy
I
B.
do.
Well, I don't know if y'all want my opinion or not.
We
We
So
do,
let
do.
me go
We
back
Stacey.
on
do.
We
Of
mute.
do.
course, always.
Okay, I'm back off mute. Well, I don't like it at all. I really be. I think you're on to something. I think that, like when through my season, through the Houston season, again, I don't know if it's a difference, like a cultural difference because it's, DC, like locational cultural, but it's like after a show or two, it's like people, some of the cast lose respect for the process, not just the dating process, but the process of how um a show is filmed, like what goes into everything. And it's not that they didn't talk to us before and let us know like what we were signing up for. We
Mm,
know that's like you are like no 10 of these people are above any of the other ones, and they're definitely not above the show. And so I don't like the way some of these egos, and I think that's what we're seeing with these self eliminations and like just not showing up and not having respect for the process or the people who's showing up. Like it's been rumored that some people would have, cast waiting an hour, 2 hours before they showed up. Like we work, we have jobs, we have kids, we have lives, and we have to take it. When you're late and we can't start filming, that's
mm.
more time that we're away and, can't do the things that we need to do in our personal lives too. So it's just like this level of respect, this level of ego and arrogance. It just blows me.
Hmm. Wow, that's interesting. I mean, that's the especially when you break it down like that. I get that as far as putting you guys, holding you guys up and stuff like that. I mean, but I'm also with everyone. I feel like how is it nobody knew that? And there's a whole bunch of cameras around. Y'all tell me y'all didn't know that Ace left and it was being recorded. And nobody got word, not even a little whisper in the lunchroom. Girl,
Right.
Ace
That would
left.
be after the
Well,
fact, but
somebody,
it would still would have been good form for her
Yes,
to
I agree.
reach out to Tommy and be like, "Hey, I don't want to do this. I'm done. I'm backing out." Unless they don't ever like, okay, Stacey, you can speak to this more than anybody else. Do they feel like they don't have a connection to Tommy? Like Tommy just comes in and says blah blah blah, jokey joke, and then he walks off, and then that's it, and they don't deal with him anymore. So
Blah
they
blah
don't feel
blah.
any connection
Jokey
to him to
joke.
where they feel like they need to talk to him about their
Mhm.
decisions. Are they getting all of their information, all of their instructions just from production? And so once she said it in front of production, she felt like she was having that conversation with who she needed to have it with in order for her to just be like, okay, I'm out. So it just depends. Maybe she don't feel no connection to Tommy. Like Tommy don't really have a say so in anything. He's just here. He's just the face. He's just the front man. He's just the puppet master of all of this. He really doesn't have any, gravitas with the cast, so
Oh
that
wow.
she felt like she didn't need to say nothing to him. She said it to the production people, and then they recorded her saying it to Tori, and that was enough for her to say, "Okay, I've done my due diligence, and I'm out."
Well, so Tommy is everything. Like he is he's very supportive, and he's there, and not like hand holding, but I mean like it's hard to explain Tommy's presence because it's so big, and like of everybody that you have to deal with, that's the one you gonna trust. Like through production, whatever. Like you can talk to Tommy about whatever. What I think when I'm looking at it, number one, for in a show perspective, you got to make it make sense. You have to address in the lounge or in some form officially this person has left the show. Like it wasn't absolute with Tori. Like you had to come and say it in some real official way. Secondly, I just think that again, you know, it seems like if I were on the cast, this is how it looks to me. If I were on this season's cast, it looks to me like a lot of people are being unavailable, and so they're not answering their calls when production's calling them. They're very detached from the actual show. And so I think that's why they're not showing up, and it's hard to rein them in when they just ghost you. I mean, we've all been ghosted before, and y'all know how that feels. So like these
Yeah.
people are just not having respect for their colleagues, not having respect for the viewers, not having respect for the process. And it's very unfortunate because like a lot, just the viewers, a lot of people put a lot of time and they love us and they love this show. And then you got people that just have no regard, even though they know what they signed up for. And it gets tough. Mentally, it's very challenging. Very, very challenging. But I mean, it's a process. And like when I signed my contract, I signed to do, to fulfill that contract.
Okay, so here's the thing. Uh Camille didn't have a conversation with Tommy when she self-eliminated. She and Cornelius walked off into the sunset. That's it. It
on
was over.
on camera. She
It
did,
was on camera, so she
Okay.
had to have a
but I believe,
conversation
But
with
Ace
someone.
eliminated on camera.
but Tommy is letting us
Ace
know.
eliminated on camera, just as Camille did.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like on camera, we didn't see the whole breakdown, the whole conversation, but Tommy did remember the next day when he talked to them. Tommy did say, "Hey, they left."
Yeah.
Amen.
So maybe
That's
the conversation with Camille self-eliminating was happened off screen with Tommy, but I'm pretty sure he knew that she left.
Yeah, she
So
probably told him when the
I
vote came
mean,
back,
if they don't make it
and it
good
was
for the TV,
right because when she was talking to Cornelius, it sounded like it was already a done deal. When the vote came back and the Cornelius was at the bottom and he got the most votes to go home, I feel like in that moment she let them know when I'm leaving. I'll tell Cornelius, and then we are leaving because remember she said I want to be the one to tell him. Remember
It
that she said.
it had to be in that elimination, it had to be a discussion prior to elimination, prior to even knowing the votes. Like they had to have already like some kind of pact or deal between themselves that hey, if you're ever eliminated, I'm leaving too. Because honestly, when you're in the lounge, like when it's actually happening, you don't know, like they do a good job, like Tommy does a good job like in our conversation, and y'all don't get to see like everything that we all talk about, but you
Yeah.
don't know, you walk away from the ladies lounge and the gentlemen's lounge not knowing who is leaving. You don't know, for the integrity of the show, you don't know, you got these dates, and right before you're walking into the date you will be told this is
Right
an
before you
elimination.
walk in. Wow.
So that's why I
Okay.
feel like with Camille and Cornelius, they had to have some kind of
Oh, conversation or
Yeah.
prior.
something. Okay. Do you think that they should do away? Abby, stop it. Do you think that? Do you think that they should do a? Can I do away with the self-elimination? I'm sorry, y'all.
I
Oh,
don't think
goodness.
No,
so. I
because
don't think so
I
because
don't
if they
think that
don't
they
want to be
should.
there, yeah, if they don't want to be there, yeah, I don't think so.
Go ahead, Lee
I
with the
don't think
thing.
that they should because that's what the people wanted. You know, we this is something that people were saying that they listened
Mhm.
to, that they, if they want to go home, they can go home. Where, you know, well, DC or Potomac, whatever you want to call it, this is the first time where we see people self eliminating. So that's what we asked for it, and now we got it, and now we don't want it anymore.
I mean, I say legally. I'm saying they should be able to leave because what if something's going on in an emergency at home or whatever, like the whole thing with Joy. I just think it shouldn't be. But I also don't want it to be used as years go by. As soon as the first day, I don't like what happened. I might be finna get eliminated. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying that all of a sudden I'm gonna self eliminate. You could run into that
Well, if it
if
was
they keep going that way.
with the situation with Eric and Nakia or Phil and Shala, whatever one you want to do, I mean, that something like that, yes, one person or either both the parties should be able to self eliminate. But if they like, oh, you know, if it's a Camille and Ace situation, then no, they shouldn't be able to. You should stick out the process, and that's what I said last night. Being able to go through the process and have multiple connections. You
Okay.
can't go through Ready to Love if you only have one connection.
Well,
There's nine of the men there.
Okay,
my
I gotta
thing
say
is
this.
use your resources. If you want to self eliminate, then you have the proper conversations with who you need to talk to so that it can make sense. You can't just up and leave. One thing to have a family emergency, and we saw how they respected that with Joy, and we
Yeah,
saw how
they
it came.
did.
It made sense to the viewers. However, when people are just up and doing what the hell they want to do, it don't make sense. It don't make sense to the viewers. It don't make sense to the bloggers, and it don't make sense to the other people that's going through this process with you.
Well,
So,
I
like, it's got to be conversation. Like, you got to talk to the production team or whatever. Like, have at least, like, you don't just quit a job. You put in your 2 weeks notice. Like, at least put in a 2 hours notice or whatever.
well, my whole thought process was if it was somebody that self eliminated after all of their like, not, let's say they had two connections and both of their two connections get eliminated and you're like in the seventh or eighth episode, then I don't see any purpose for them to stay because everybody's so further along in their connections, and at that point you would get called a home wrecker or something. So I don't think that at that point in time self-eliminated is a problem. But like everybody else said, like if it's episode 2 or 3 and you don't like something that went down and you're like, okay, I quit, then is I'm sure like somewhere there's, guidelines like, hey, I had 3 connections, they all went home, what is my purpose here?
Mm.
Well, I think, like, if y'all look, and I mean,
And Marie is right. There is no structure.
Abby, if y'all look at this season, we're what in episode 7, 8. Who are the real connections besides Clifton and Joy?
Oh wow, that's a good question.
So you can say, you know, the kid should self eliminate or Ace, but hey, like it's still all up in the air. Like you can still go through the process this far in the game because nobody's connected yet.
But do you think that they're a little more deeper connections than what Dakia has? That does she have enough time to get there? I mean, I know that Joy and the Clifton are, different, but I'm talking about the rest of the people that are there. Like the Sabrina. Sabrina has like 3 guys vying for it at this time, or kinda or whatever. So I'm just saying, do you think Dakia has enough time? Like to me, I feel like it looks I don't want to say it was forced or anything. That's why they cut out the date with Carmen. And all of a sudden Carmen's on the bottom. I don't know. It's just a lot of things look askew to me in this episode.
Who was Carmen connected to besides Eric?
Besides who?
Eric.
Well,
Who was
now
Carmen?
apparently Carmen is connected to Phil. Paul, not Phil,
Hmm.
Paul, because she showed up on the date with them blue contacts.
Yeah.
I
And
still
that's
don't
why.
understand why Paul is still here.
Oh
Like I didn't
God.
like. Okay, I'm gonna
I can
shut up.
understand
Baby,
why Paul. I
Paul,
can understand why he's still
I
here.
can understand it because let me tell you something about Paul. Paul make me want to rethink dating an older man again. I'm gonna have to every week, every week. he lights my fire a little bit more. I can't even lie. I was like, ooh.
Paul is there for entertainment purposes only and eye candy.
Oh, okay.
Eye candy.
I
And his
candy.
corny jokes,
I'm
because the
sorry,
jokes that he told
excuse me.
Dakia was
What?
funny. That was a good
Somebody
corny
out there
joke.
like it. I'm just
That
saying.
was
They
a
do.
good
They
corny
do. They
joke.
do like Paul.
He
They
not my
really
cup.
do.
He not my cup of tea. I mean, he's a handsome man. He's not my cup of tea. But somebody out there like it.
They said the key in the comment. They saying the key does not have a connection. She
Listen,
sent
he's
home
there
her
for his
top
corny
pick
jokes, and I
home.
appreciate his corny jokes.
The key is trying to force it. A lot of people are saying that. I'm
I
just, that she's
I can't
forcing it.
I c- I can't disagree because like it's one thing to be late in the process. I mean, because we see people mid process, they brought in new people. We saw that, so we know like people can go later in the process and try to make connections. But I don't. It's just something. I'm with everybody. It's something that's just rubbing me wrong here. I don't know what it is.
And you see right here it says Carmen was
Hold on.
connected to both
Hold
Eric and
on.
Paul, and Dakia was never even looking his way.
Not struggle
I,
glam.
I don't know how
I
any.
honestly think they just shuffled some things around because they needed to get some dates on film to make a whole episode. That's what I feel.
And some
They
of
just like,
that.
okay, you gonna date this person, you gonna show up on this
I
person's
mean,
date. We missing people. We got to make this work. They just, you know how they have seat fillers, at the award shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You
They
know,
they just was throwing people around being seat fillers. That's what I think.
you know what would make this
I
What's
don't.
he
I don't
feeling?
want to
people
say
more
that. I
apt to
mean,
stay longer
I
and
don't want to
actually
say
see
that
the
it
process
was a seat filler.
as if they had a prize at the end.
Paul may have had
Like if you had an actual
some kind
goal
of
at the end
connection
that
to
you could
the kid.
win,
Okay,
some money, a trip, something.
I don't know how I got both, but I heard Ebby say about the prize, and then I heard, uh,
I'm sorry.
and I heard
I know I'm an
Alicia
advocate
say
for giving
about the
people the
sea feel.
prize.
I was listening to both. Of them. I don't know how I was doing it, but I was getting it. I was getting both, but I don't know. I
Give them a
agree.
prize. Give them something.
You said give them what?
Give them a prize. Something that would, when they get like I'm sick of the process, or they get worn out or something, but then they see the end goal in mind, like, but this $20,000. Like, love is not enough. It's not. This
At least give me a
it's not
vacation
enough.
or some therapy hours or something at the end of
Debbie said
this.
she
Not
wants something
therapy
at the
hours.
end.
Let me say this.
Look,
Let me
first
say
of
this.
She
all,
said she
therapy is expensive. So
Right.
y'all need to give me a credit at one of these therapy sessions or a vacation where I can lay on the beach because the beach is therapy.
Not
I'm with
1,000
Evie on this
hours
one.
of
I
that.
But
need something at the end.
Not
Really
submission
be,
to beards and
not to
suits. Wait a
this have been
minute.
beards and suits.
really be.
here's my problem with a prize.
Okay.
These people are already lying and faking, and it ain't no damn prize. I
Uh-oh.
can only imagine the manipulation and the
It
lying
was.
and the faking that will go on if there were a prize. Like, I understand where you coming from. Well, no, I don't. I don't understand. Love is enough. If the whole show is about you finding a relationship, then love is enough.
I
Mm.
bet you Aisha would have felt better if she got $20,000 and
But
like
it would have
And,
changed
and
everything.
then we wouldn't
No,
have had
I
to.
disagree. I
just saying.
disagree. I
Just saying.
disagree. I disagree.
You
You
disagree because you feel
disagree,
like
so
she really
she
wanted
would have felt
love, really
better.
big. You think she really wanted
I think
love,
she
and
would
that
have
really
felt
hurt
better
her.
about the whole situation if
I don't think $20,000 would have made her feel any better in the moment. No, I
I
don't.
think it would have. It would have made me feel. I'd
First
have
of all, it
cried
would
my
only
tears
been
with
my
them
thing is,
$20 bills.
first of all, it would have only been $10,000, and after you take out taxes, it would have only been $7,000. And let's be clear,
Why so?
she
Wait,
spent
no,
seven
no,
thousand
wait,
dollars
wait,
on her
wait.
hair.
Oh, pause.
Oh no, what a hair.
I
You
mean,
know, Aisha keep a wig, honey.
Oh yeah, well yes. She was talking about in that video.
I
You
don't.
Yeah.
I think Aisha
$7,000.
is
Thank you, Holy Ghost.
was really
Jesus.
upset because unlike other people that have went on the show, or they went on the show for other purposes, not being ready to love. So Aisha, somebody on the show actually looking for love, yes, she had every reason. She got every reason to be the amount of mad that she and upset that she is. She has every reason to be, because she actually went on the show looking for love versus other people, as really B said, they want their 15 minutes of fame.
Right. And a lot of women, I feel like
That's
a lot
it.
of the women did look for love on the show. I'm not saying that some did not, but I feel like it was so
No,
many stories that we hearing about the women looking for love and throwing themselves all in it and coming out with these little long lives, like
here,
not as long as like Aisha,
get
but
your
pretty much
toy.
saying the same thing. That they
Hey,
got
I'm
together.
Well,
okay. Now let me tell you this.
Come here.
I'm okay with if the couple that the couple that the three couples at the end, if they are still a couple at the time of the reunion, I'm okay with a trip.
Okay.
I'm okay with them sending them on a cruise or sending them to Jamaica for a couple of days. Like I'm cool with something
Yes.
like that. But I
Yes.
don't. I don't
Agreed.
know. I'm just not here for there being this incentive because again, they already lying and it ain't no damn prize.
Listen. I'm down for the trip. You can have the trip.
well,
I would just like a little something in my pocket. I
I
mean,
agree
well,
with what
I
B saying. I
just put
think
a
a
little
trip would
something
be
in my
good
pocket.
after the
well,
trip. I think that'd
Abby,
be a good idea, really. B. I really
Listen,
do.
because this man clearly
Well, then that
he's being
incentive would
honest.
have to come if they get together a year after the reunion, because every time there are so many people that are together at the reunion, and then 3 to 6 months later, we got alleged babies, we got cheating, we
Yeah,
got
but
this, that, and the third, and then it's just like y'all, okay, y'all made it to the end, y'all made it to the reunion, then all hell break loose, which really does happen in real life too. You could
that's
like
what I was gonna
somebody
say.
Right.
today
That happens in
and
real
not like
life.
them
So
It
tomorrow.
you know,
does.
well, I agree with actually Aubrey. I'm like, we already get compensated. We get these own checks, and that ain't keeping everybody happy and going through the process. So what would a prize matter?
Mm, mm.
But I do like your idea. I would I think like it would be interesting to see like maybe episode 8, 9, 10 go on a trip. The remaining
The
couples
remaining couples, yeah,
go
oh,
on
that
a
would be
trip.
cool. Now that
Like
would be
go
cool.
it
go
would be.
to a resort or a trip like that and then come back and make the decision after you're stuck with this one
Yes,
person. I think that would be interesting.
I do.
No,
I
they think
do.
that getaway, that group getaway is supposed to do what you just
No, that's
Mm-mm.
not gonna work because they're all
No,
right here, and
The
no, what are
the
you
group
doing?
best
getaway,
way to know somebody is to travel with them. Put them in a road trip for 5 to 8 hours, or put them in a city where they don't know anybody or whatever, and send them on like a little mini vacay or whatever. That's when you know when they brush their teeth, when they first get up, before they go to bed. Do they snore really loud?
the
You
hell
get
is
all when you travel. You know what I'm saying? Are they cheap? Do they not tip? You get all that stuff when it's just you and that person on a trip together. You figure out a lot about a person.
Yeah, I agree with that. But even though I don't know about the brushing thing, they better brush teeth anyway. It's something wrong if when they start there. There's a problem. But I get what you're saying. But I would like to see as far as like the boat, maybe a boat trip, something not necessarily a resort. 'Cause they've done that a few times. Something different where it's like there's only 3 or 2 couples left over. Like I was saying, they got to come back after they probably then did a little whatever, and then they come back and decide. I don't know if I would beat this person or not. Because it's gonna be that kind of reminds you. What's that called? The show, the is the Bachelor, whatever. They have that one episode where they get together that one night. I don't know what you call it. It's been so long since I watched that show. When they get together, and have that one night
they
together, and then
called
they
the overnights. That's what that date
yeah,
is called, the
yeah.
overnight.
Well,
And
I'm
then they
saying
go out and then
because we know what
they
the overnight
come back
stand
and have
for.
sex. I don't know. They stay
We
in the suite together, do
we
whatever.
know what the overnight stand for. Just being honest, we already know. So I'm just saying.
I
I
think
mean,
that the trip
Bring
needs to
your
be
spend the
of
night
a three
bag.
to 5 days because you can fake it for 48 hours. I need at least 3 to 5 days minimum to see like when your representative wear off and the real you show up. That's
mm,
that's what I need. That's what I need in my life. Because you can fake it for 48 hours. Anybody can fake it for 48 hours. And it'd be this super honeymoon trip. But about day 3, 4, when you tired of holding in your poops because you trying to be cute around this man, like you-
ah,
When you tired of me and I'm tired of you and we can't leave, that's when the real come out.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
a whole nother show.
What you mean?
That's a whole nother show.
but it's real though.
They can edit it down though.
Because when they get home, they break up and stuff. As soon as they leave the reunion, as soon as they
Not
leave
when
the
they all
special
get
show.
together. Listen, there's some people that we can't live with.
They
You
get
know,
they get
they,
ghosted after as soon as they say rap season over. Folks is getting ghosted. They can't make it to the reunion. Made it to the reunion 2 months later. They broke up. They doing lives with other people in the background. It's just
You
and
said
I
people in the
it's
appreciate
been
this.
my
background, like,
time.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. Ro for real. Listen, I am fully aware that the dating pool in DC it got pee in it. I know it does, but
Don't even get me
there
started.
there are there are good men here in DC. I know because I date one. They're good men here. They're here. You just gotta
Boo,
find them, like at the Hey Adams.
boo,
oh no, not boo.
boo.
Wait, who we booing?
Wait,
Why are we booing?
wait a
Boo
minute.
Because
because
Alicia is on
yeah.
punishment. She's in trouble. Willie B has her on suspension right now.
Who? Who's on suspension?
I'm in ISS right
Alicia
now
is
with Willie B.
suspended
It's
right
okay.
now
It's
of her
fine.
duties
Oh,
because she did not fulfill the duties
Oh
of her
my goodness.
contract. So she's on suspension
Oh
right
no,
now.
not a failed.
First of all, there wasn't a contract, but I
Stacey
did
got
try
a
to set
hand
her
up,
up
a
with it.
finger up. I
It's
gather.
my fault, really.
Is
Yeah,
this
the
how
And
we're
I
gonna
same
do
admit
it
it.
thing.
now?
Listen,
I
I admitted it.
have my
So let's
church
get it.
finger up.
Let's move
Okay,
on.
okay, church
Same
finger.
oh God.
Stacey the church finger ups. I don't know what that means, but go ahead, Mama. You have the floor.
Wait, okay, so we know that I was trying to roll out of bed and roll in here today. So did we talk about Demetrius?
No, we didn't get to him
We
yet.
tried to, but I don't know what happened. We got into a little bit. Go ahead.
He said don't come for DC man. Well,
Who
We'll
said
be
what?
all right.
Now, listen,
First
it
of
got
all,
P,
I
they got the pool
stand
got P in it.
I stand by what I had to say last week about him, about any man, about anybody, um, who who be who get in this process and they forget who they really are in real life. Who when they go home and look in that mirror and everything they got at home, it's like it's after a certain point, it's like this delusion where people start believing that there's somebody else. So anyway, what I want to address is this whole submissive thing. Like men, like some people got it twisted. This is why women are so like by it. But also like on the woman's side, like even Sabrina, I didn't like her interpretation of it either. Like submissiveness has nothing to do with being told what to do and following instructions and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, I saw some red flags. Like, all right, you ain't gonna lock me up in the basement. You won't have me locked up in the basement. And I'm gonna tell you, you not getting now one of my passwords. I'm not even gonna friend you on Instagram. Let's keep it a buck.
Oh snap!
But this whole submissiveness, like use it correctly. What you want is you want to do, girl. You want somebody who can be barefoot and pregnant, and you can order around and tell them to sit down, and you live in your life. That has nothing to do with being submissive. And for in a relationship, true submissiveness is, you know, allowing your partner to lead, knowing how to depend and relinquishing some of your control
fact,
to your partner. That's
fact.
submission. It's not about, sexual submission. It's not about being bossed around. It's about being able to trust somebody with your feelings and with you and being able to lean into that person and having that comfort to do so. So they can just stop using those like what you call it, that clickbait, submission.
Oh, not the
You
voice.
you're absolutely right. As I said that same thing in
Straight fact.
when I did my review for Put a Ring on It, and I was talking about submission. Because first of all, I am a very submissive woman at heart.
Mhm.
However, I've always had to be the strong one. I've always been the strong one. So when it comes to relations, not I have to be able to trust you enough to to that you not gonna that's off the road
Right.
if I take my hands off the wheel. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Because I haven't had that in my life in any past relationships where I've tried to give somebody that control and we ended up in a ditch.
Mm.
So it takes it you can't just demand that off gate. You have to show and prove
Yes.
that you're capable of allowing me to rest fully in my femininity and let you have the lead before I can do that. That's not how. You just don't get that because you said, "Hi, my name is Demetrius, and I'm 8, and I like to skate." What
Oh no.
that means nothing to me.
Right. But I think that goes into the communication, not Ebbyisms. But that goes back to the communication because I agree with
I ate not
Stacey.
like this game.
Yeah, I agree with Stacey and I agree with Ebby. That goes back to the conversation though. I'm okay with being submissive as well, but again, we have to understand what that means to both of us. What does that mean?
Yes.
What
See, a
is
lot
your
of,
definition of submission?
because it's different for everybody. And the thing about it, I'm not just saying that as far as I don't know how old Sabrina is, but to me, to be blessed to be able to, I don't know, to love a man and take care of your man and he take care of you. I don't see anything that's wrong with that. You can still be independent woman, work all these things, and still do that for your man. I don't see a problem with it myself. Hi everybody. I'm
Well,
sorry.
come
So I
on.
don't know what I mean. What me myself is really it's real old school, and I do like it. She kind of came kind of hard with it, but maybe if she would have asked a little more, talked a little more about it with just him, because it wasn't even him talking. Even though I know he was his friend or whatever. I think they should have that conversation.
Say that, Sean. If you have no vision, the people perish.
Amen to
You
that
know,
right
man
there.
See,
has no
one
vision.
thing Sean gonna do is he gonna bring his shady ass right here to the comments and just
Oh
keep
no.
throwing shade up in the comments. I told him that if
Uh-oh.
he want to talk so much and he got so many
Oh,
comments,
you
come
did
sit
say
on the
that.
panel with us and quit playing these games.
I'm sorry
Somebody
for
DM
being mean to
Sean the
you,
link.
Sean. I'm sorry.
Evan got him in trouble.
Done cut the man neck off. Jesus Christ.
But okay, Erica Ransom said the follow-up question should have been, "What does that look like, or what is your definition of submission?"
Agreed.
Right.
Right.
Because
I
some people
agree.
hear the word submission and they immediately know. I'm not doing it. Immediately no. But you don't even know what that means to them and how that would look in your relationship. So how about you find that out before you be like, hell no, I ain't doing it now.
Right. But
I agree.
how about his use of submissiveness, the term submissiveness, and Sabrina's automatic rejection and not even asking for clarification? They all both of them got red flags because one
Mm.
ain't trying to listen and one is having a failure to communicate properly. Let's start there. And then what I didn't like,
I don't know.
since we throwing Sabrina in it too, I didn't like how it's this double standard. Like you just got divorced what a year ago, but you're sitting here judging
She was.
Devontae. What's the boy name? Lil
Uh,
Genuine
Donovan. His name is Donovan.
Donovan.
Did you
she
call
said,
him
Judging Donovan.
"Genuine."
did you call him Lil G?
I'm gonna get this clip.
Not Devontae.
Donovan, if you listening, she called you genuine. It's a compliment though.
But he's
I didn't
handsome
call
though.
him
Donovan is
genuine.
handsome.
Yes, he
I
is to me
said
at least.
Lil Genuine. So
Oh
y'all
no,
take
she
that how
said
Yeah,
y'all
little.
want to take it.
baby genuine.
Sean, I
Sean
invited
said
you
he didn't been invited. He
last
don't come
week.
when he not invited.
Hold on.
Sean,
Wait a minute, Sean. You are
I
welcome
invited
to
him
come on the
last
panel,
week.
sir. My cousin, though, but it's okay. But you are welcome to
I
come up
said
here.
somebody need to DM him the link.
No,
I like
first
that. I
off,
like the he didn't change the little picture. I see the facial hair. Okay, Sean. I see you in the
first,
chat.
Now he can
hold
change
up.
his little picture.
Before anybody think I'm chopping that man head off, this is me and
Ooh,
Sean's
oh,
relationship.
listen.
It's all love. But I told him last week to
Oh my
come on.
God.
I invited him last week.
Stop it. You did? I didn't know. If you will
Okay,
come
come
up
on.
here, let me see, got me weak. Let me copy the clip just in case you will come up here and battle with Stacy. I mean not battle, my bad. But
No,
I'll
you said it right the first time. You said it right.
it came out naturally. Maybe I couldn't stop it. The link is in the chat, Sean. You want to click it and come on up? You are more than welcome to.
But when if I can finish though, where I started.
Oh
But
no,
she
you
was
didn't.
judging Donovan for getting out of a relationship like 5 months ago. Like or 6
Now
months
he said
prior
3, 4 months ago. First of all, the ink ain't even dried on his paperwork yet. But then again,
was
the
that his
relationship could
divorce
have
or
been
his last
over
relationship?
before they went through with the paper. And let me be very clear, because I understand you being maybe still legally attached to somebody, but not emotionally and physically and all that still attached to that person. So it could have been that that relationship with Donovan, his wife, been
You
over.
gonna give me a
They
break?
just put in the paperwork, and so now he's legally divorced. So he could have been done all of his healing and all of that stuff before the paperwork even went through with the courts. So yeah, just because he said 3 or 4 months, maybe again, I feel like she's not giving people time to explain, or maybe they're editing out a better
Okay.
explanation as to what's happening in the situation. Hello, Mr. Sean.
Turn your background down, baby. You got something in the background playing, Sean?
Yeah, it sounds like
No,
he
I
got
don't.
us playing in the background.
That ain't Sean. Who is that?
Or maybe they're
It's
editing out
me.
a better
Can you
explanation.
yeah, can you
Just cut
cut
my
that down the
goatee
background,
off.
huh? Can you cut the background,
I don't,
Sean? What you're playing?
I don't have anything in the background.
Well,
Nothing.
who's
Nothing's in the
playing?
background.
That ain't Sean. Who is that?
Somebody need to
Okay, hold
turn
on.
their noise cancellation on or something.
So
You need to
I
close one
muted
of your
him.
tabs.
I think that was Sean. I think that was him. I don't know what you said. It's not him because I don't hear it now. I'm actually muted him, and I don't hear anything.
So it
Okay.
is him. He needs to do that noise cancellation.
Yeah, it is. It is. You have to go into the settings to do the echo cancellation. Otherwise, it's gonna sound like an echo to all of us. Stop it in the chat. Y'all stop. You talking about that's
Not
not
it's
him.
goddamn
Or he might
snowing.
still
Hold
have the window open, the actual live open.
Oh,
So you can
right.
make sure you have all your tabs closed.
Going to the settings to reduce.
We good? Okay, I don't hear anything. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome, Sean, to the panel.
Okay. Thank
You
you.
something?
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay. Stacey, did
Hey,
you have a
Stacey.
question for
How you
Sean?
doing?
No, I don't have a question. I got a statement. Say what you got to say now.
Oh,
Oh yeah, like
What's up?
I was saying, I think that I agree with whoever it was that was saying when I was longing on that it might be a sore spot of contention for Sabrina because she has not really been divorced that long, and the issue of submission may have been a sore spot in her divorce or in her marriage, I should say. I don't know, but submission really is not a dirty word. It does not mean to be a doormat. It just means to be come up under the mission of. So if there's no vision, there can be no mission.
Well, there is that.
Everybody hear me?
Wow, it was all you. That's all you had to
I
say.
mean, I thought you was gonna say something new because we had already said that like 5 minutes ago. But
I was just
Oh my.
logging on, Stacy.
Oh, gee.
I said it in the comments.
I have nowhere, nowhere to hide. It's just like you want something to come right here, and nothing's happening. Okay. Uh, I don't know. Just Stacey, did you have any? I mean, Son, did you want to add anything else to the conversation? Hold on, we got 107 people in this room and 59 likes. Come on, y'all.
oh my!
Please
That is my phrase. The math ain't mathing.
take me a
but
moment to take a moment, hit that like button. Y'all don't do me like that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
so Sean, coming from a male perspective, right? A male perspective. Why is it that when you have this conversation about relationships and merging an independent woman with an independent man, why is this word submission always used?
Well, I don't know. Many people use it for reasons of manipulation, but some people come from a genuine place. My understanding of it is biblical when we talk about submission. from the standpoint that I believe that a relationship can go no further than the vision that is cast. And there are plenty of men that can see but have no vision. So we want to know where we're going, what have you. We want to know our roadmap, how to get to where we're going, and we must submit to that plan.
Mm-hmm. Well, um,
So do
I
y'all
appreciate.
think? So do y'all think it's fair for people to be like, okay, we're on this show, we're all dating, we all come from different routes and roads of healing and dating. I always find it to be like, to me, it's just like it's such a turnoff when I hear someone judging. Oh well, they've only been divorced for 2 minutes. Oh, they've been divorced for 10 years. She's not over her. She's maybe she's still in her marriage or thinking about her ex. Like it always like annoys me when people like use that standard to judge somebody else as if they didn't break up at some point, and the same could be said about them.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen as far as Sabrina, what she's going to choose because she actually has three guys she has to deal with. So I don't know. This episode to me, I think was a little bit blah for us this week. We kind of didn't really talk about the episode that much. I let you know how we really didn't really rock with it. Sean, I appreciate you
Who's
coming up
the
with it.
three?
Crap. Wait a minute. Who was it again? Oh, Donovan, Demetrius, and it was I thought it was one more guy that was after her or something. And then
Tori's
one more.
still in the running.
Yeah, Tori. There we go. Even though they kind of haven't, Sean, thank you for coming to the panel, baby. I really appreciate it. Whenever you want to come up here, I'll drop the link. But I'm gonna put you back down, and please, if you don't mind going back to the chat for me, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Then go
All
hit the
right.
like button when you go back.
Okay, there it is.
Right, because it is way too many people in this chat to
It
have the
really
little
is.
bit amount of likes that we got.
It is. Now, y'all, I need y'all to take a few seconds before we end this live and hit that like button and subscribe. Now, this doesn't make any sense. I don't like to be going through the chat, going through the whole time saying like this, like y'all should automatically. I don't
Yeah.
ask for a cash app.
We
Or
are
I don't
100
ask for none
likes
of that.
short. We are 100 likes short. Okay. It's 172 in the chat and it's 77 likes.
As
So,
much tea as I drop for you guys, as much as I spill, and y'all come run up in here, and then I give you these great queens who also have their own content, their own channel, and I have all of this, and I can't get 100 likes. Seriously, no, we're not doing that. Okay, guys, we're about to get ready to go ahead and end this live. We have a special treat. We're going to talk about the premiere of Put a Ring on It. So stay tuned for that. We are about to shut this down. Thank you again, ladies, for coming up. We are missing a few queens who were not able to make it because they are out there making that coin right now. But like I said, we'll be here again next weekend to see what happens. And then we'll have a couple episodes. I'm not sure if we have 3 episodes left, and then we have the reunion, all that stuff. So, and we got Miami coming up. We already getting some cast. I dropped a little tea this morning about some of the cast members. So we are going to get spilling about that already. All right, guys. Anybody want to close? Anything, say anything before we rock this down? You want to say anything at all?
OPP holding it down. That's it. That's all I got.
And you know
it was
what?
it was a boring episode, so I
It
don't
was.
really have a lot to say about it.
Okay,
Other than Finesse and Field coming back.
I hope you heard that, but I'm gonna make sure I clip this out and send it to him. Until next time, guys, this is the end.